sorry that we're kind of late here. Just things got a little crazy with some running around and whatnot, but it's okay. Just gonna put in the chat rules, just gonna do commands, usual junk. Okay, I don't even know if anyone's gonna see that. I'm just gonna real quickly let people on Twitter know that we're ready to go. No, I don't need to actually hear my own voice. I don't need to actually hear my own voice. No! Alright, there we go. Okay, sorry, I'm just a little bit distracted. Just letting people know that things are going on, and again, there's a lot of running around. I swear, I always am like prepared, but then then something usually stuff usually comes up like last minute, like, oh, I have to go and deal with something, or oh, I have to go use the restroom, or I have to go do this or that, or blah, 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 blah. Something usually comes up last minute. And kind of gets in the way. It's a little annoying, but whatever. Okay, here, I'll just give you something to look at super quick. Let me just... Lol, art. There you go. Thank you, Milksteak. Yes, stuff does happen, but it was very last minute, and I'm all sorts of frazzled, like I always am whenever we start these streams, because that's just how I be, yo. Sorry. I'm sure you're all super excited to hear clickety-clack, 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 with occasionally me being like, I'm sure that's exciting for everyone. Let me just, I actually need that up, so I'm not gonna close up that website. Anyway, how's everyone who's watching doing? Are we all doing good? I hope we doing good. Sorry, just letting some folks know that, we be streaming. Okay, so all of this aside, let's put this away. We can finally start. So, as it says, we're working on Foxtail's assets today, as per normal. How's my volume? Everything good? Everyone can hear me okay? Good, got a new kitten. Oh my gosh! Kitty! Ah! Kitties are good! Oh my god! What's their name? What kind of kitty are they? Here, I'm actually gonna turn down the music on my end a little bit because it's a little loud. If it sounds too quiet, just let me know. Oh, volume is fine. Okay, but if the music now sounds too quiet, let me know, and I'll turn back up the music. But I am turning down the music itself, not the desktop audio. But here's a kitten! Ah! Excuse me. So, the first asset that we're working on, by the way, is, an asset relating to fanfiction. So we're gonna do Coffee Shop AU Fox McCloud. I don't have a coffee shop AU, if you're curious. I know that's a sort of a cliche where it's like, oh, well, I have this coffee shop AU or whatever. Not so much. Not me. You know? Kitty is named Rohan, but I nicknamed him Nugget. I think he's a tabby. Well, tell Nugget I love him. I have not seen this cat, but I love him. Or her. I don't... Wait, did you say the cat's gender? Yeah, and him. You said him. Tell Nugget I love him. He is a very good boy. Will do. Fantastic. Just gonna feed my friend Fenbot there, just as a gentle reminder. Hey, you guys can feed the Fenbot. And you can interact with him in other ways via the commands, which will be listed now. Alright. But I hope you guys are ready for the maximum cursosity that is Coffee Shop AU Fox McCloud. I know I am! There's actually, I'm probably gonna make a few of these, just because I bring up sort of fan fiction a couple of times in this video. And not in a particularly scathing way or anything, so don't worry about that. I'm not gonna be one of those guys where I'm like, ugh, fan fiction? More like dumb fiction. Like, ha, got him because it's cringe for people to like things. No, we ain't doing that on this show. You want me to send you a Rohan pick over Twitter? If you want, if you feel so inclined. You don't gotta. It's probably, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see your cat, but never feel like you're obligated to, like, send me a thing. But if you're so inclined, I wouldn't mind seeing your cat. And the anatomy on this is terrible. I probably should have done some warm-ups first. Whatever. It's only showing up for a minute, and I can tidy it up on the second pass. So, other than Milksteak and his amazing kitty, how are people in the chat doing? I don't know how many people are watching right now. Not a lot of ya. There's only, I think there's only like 2 of us, which is kind of embarrassing. One Direction set during the Purge fanfiction, you're good. Was that actually a thing, or did people just make that up? Because, like, I know that there's pretty, like, crazy fanfiction out there. Like, there's, like, there's Diary of a Wimpy Kid fanfiction, and it's like, I don't remember, did we already bring this up during a stream? But there's, like, Greg Heffley and the Ballistic Missile, and Greg Heffley goes to Vietnam, and it's exactly what you think it is, and I don't know how much of it is meant to be ironic, or not. But, and that's kind of the thing with a lot of fanfictions, you know, like, let me make it clear, as much as I don't want to be the guy who goes on about how all fanfiction is cringe and all that stupid nonsense, I am aware that things don't just get a reputation like that for no reason. There is a reason for it. I mean, after all, 50 Shades of Grey started off as Twilight fanfiction, and I think that that says a lot. But it's not so much that I think that fan fiction itself is inherently, like, bad. It's more so that there's just a lot of bad fan fiction out there. And that's fine. There's lots of bad art out there, too. But, like, you don't see people saying that that art is cringe. I mean, fan fiction in itself is an art, but it's a written art. I mean, visual art. Cut me some slack. I'm still not running on all cylinders yet. It's been a very slow, very, drowsy kind of day, I'm not gonna lie. I have not been on top of my game today for anything. But yeah, One Direction set during the Purge. I've heard that before, but I have no idea if that's real. I do not like how that tail's looking. This ain't it, Chief. Do we actually even, like, post on the Twitter? Like... Ah, yes, you sent your picture of your cat. Nugget! 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 Oh my god! Nugget is so cute! He has fluffy ears! I love him! Ah! I stepped away for 1 second to send you a cat pic. What was that about Greg Heffley going to Vietnam? Okay, so what I was talking about was... Hang on, I'm gonna look for a coffee pot for reference. So what I was talking about was like... I was sort of going off of what you had said about One Direction set during the Purge, which, first of all, is that real? Because, like, it's not the first I've heard of this, but I've never bothered to actually look it up. No, Avast, I'm not using my credit card online. Anyway, Avast is like weird because like it just finds the most inopportune moments to be like, hey, you should pay for a premium service. Like, Avast, I already pay for your premium service for many things. I don't need yet another service. Why don't you just include it all in one? God damn it. Anyway, I swear you used to, but no, that's not. You can't gouge money that way. Still perfectly reliable. Anyway, right. Greg Heffley goes to Vietnam. And it brought me around to, but I just said that on stream. It brought me around to Diary of a Wimpy Kid fanfiction on Reddit. And one of them was Greg Heffley and the Ballistic Missile. And another one is Greg Heffley Goes to Vietnam. And there's like a few other crazy ones like that too. And I have no idea if they're meant to be serious or ironic or what, but we also live in a world where, if you'll forgive me for sort of bringing something up that's in slightly poor taste, where Goku X and Frank fanfiction is a real thing. And again, I have no idea if that's meant to be ironic or not, but regardless, it's in horrible taste. One Direction Purge fanfiction is real. Jenny Nicholson did a video on it. Oof. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. That's extremely unfortunate, in fact. Why? Why would someone make that? I don't understand. Why would you want One Direction to die during the Purge? That's messed up. They broke up, didn't they? Like, they're still broke up? I don't listen to... I never really listen to their music or anything, so I have no idea. It just wasn't really my thing. Is it like an ironic fanfiction? Or, cause that's the thing I think a lot of people don't recognize, is that a lot of bad fanfiction is done ironically. Which I know I've said ironically. I think it's funny that I'm talking about, like, fanfiction coffee shop hipster AUs, like, well, or rather, I'm drawing art of that, and I keep using the word ironic, because wasn't that, like, a hipster thing for a while? Excuse me? I think it still is, actually. Are hipsters even still, like, a thing? I mean, I kind of dress like one, but I don't know. Also, how are we feeling about the soundtrack? It's Sonic Gems Collection music. Always fun. Hang on, I'm just real quickly gonna head on to Twitter and like. No, that's a coffee pot. Bad. Just gonna let people properly know that we're live because Anyway, I'm focusing way too much on trying to get people to check out the stream. Soundtrack is good. Cool. Portland still exists, I believe. Okay, is Portland, Oregon the home of all hipsters? Did I miss something? Or did I say something about Portland without realizing it? If so, I apologize to everyone who lives in Portland. Because apparently, yes, you do in fact exist. So, no, I don't follow British boy bands. That's fair. I don't either. I don't really, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really follow music that much at all. It's weird. I like music, I listen to music, I enjoy it. It's a huge part of helping me with my creative process, but when it comes to actually like following what's going on in like the music scene, like if it's a band I'm really passionate about, absolutely, but like the general kind of like scene, like regardless of genre, this isn't like me saying, oh, I don't listen to top 40 music, because I totally do. Not like frequently or anything. It's not like my go-to, but if somebody throws it on and it's a bop, you know, it's a bop. But like just like in general, unless I'm like really into a band, I usually only hear stuff about them like via word of mouth. Where like a friend of mine will be like, oh, did you know that Nicki Minaj is doing a tour? And I'll be like, that's cool, I don't listen to her music. I hope you have fun with that, you know? I used to be a lot more petulant about my taste in music. I was that guy. Unfortunately, I was the god, you listen to top 40? Meh, guy. I was that guy. Again, Foxtails. I was talking about how edgy I was. I mostly kept that to my art, but I'd love to do like a proper episode just making fun of how edgy I was in high school completely, rather than just making fun of my old art. I would love to do that someday if people are interested. And people seem to like this one. It's had the quickest viewer retention of any video I've made up to this point. So that's good. Fox kind of looks, Mr. Fox McCloud here looks kind of sultry. I think that's fine. It's fan fiction. I mean, lemon exists. Doesn't Portland have a lot of hipster? No idea. I don't live in Portland. I don't even live in the States. I live in, the cold place that's just is just above it. Albeit it's not actually cold nearly, at least not where I live. But with that said, this should be a testament to this because I live in one of the coldest capital cities in the world. It's not as cold all year round as people make it out to be. It gets cold. It gets very cold during the winter, but that's during the winter. During the spring and the summer, it actually gets pretty warm. Like, I think it's like, it was like 30-something odd degrees Celsius yesterday, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's pretty hot. for the Star Fox logo and put it on his little apron there. There we go. No, there we go. Okay. It's gonna be huge, so look forward to seeing like a bright red Star Fox logo. Oh, never mind. It's not that huge. I thought it was gonna cover the whole thing. Internet, you confuse me sometimes. All right. Here, I'll just put this here for now while I sketch it, and then I'll remove it for when I'm like doing the more refined sketch of this, which shouldn't take too long. Let me just. Oh wow, that looks terrible. That's all right. I'll clean it up at the more properly done. Also, your most recent Fox Tales was my favorite. I'm glad. It's my favorite. Well, it and the Pride video are probably my favorite ones I've made up to this point. Admittedly, I also have a soft spot for hair dye at work, even though it's old and terrible and like. I say old, it's only a few months old. But it is not very good. The editing isn't good, the audio quality is bad, the, just it's not good. It's my first video of this style, and you can tell. If you're like, well, when did Drjoshfox start doing Foxtails? I think it would be pretty easy to tell what my first video was. What my first Foxtails video was. But I'm really glad you like the My Life as a Teenage Edgelord, because that was the most fun I've had making one of these videos. But I will say, this video I'm making now, this one that I'm focusing on, which if you're curious is about the writing process, is and how honestly, as much as I love writing, I find it quite difficult. I'm looking forward to this one too, because this one has like a lot of at least the plan is I want to have like a lot of wacky assets and whatnot. Like, we're sat here drawing Coffee AU Star Fox. I like Fox McCloud. I don't know what else to say about that, you know? Like, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Here, I'm gonna turn off. I keep getting distracted by like viewers. I'm gonna turn off viewers just because it's I think I'm getting way too distracted by numbers, which is something I have a problem with. I get distracted by numbers a lot. Like, earlier I saw I lost a couple of Twitter followers, and I'm like, well, that's it, game over, everything's over, that's it, this was fun, guys. I didn't post that, because, like, I don't like posting that sort of thing on my Twitter. Not to slight anyone who does, like, vent on their Twitter, it's just, I have a Twitter for that, and no, you can't have it, because I literally only, like, whoever's watching, because I literally only use it to post frustrated feelings. And frankly, I don't even really use it, if I'm being honest. I mostly, if I need to vent something, I usually I usually just write it down somewhere, or if I'm feeling particularly maverick that day, I rant to myself about it, and just sort of get it out of my system. Excuse me. It's usually about stupid things I do, so that's fun. Introspection is important, but don't spend too much time beating yourself up. Otherwise, you'll end up like me, and no one should have to end up like me. Anyway, enough being all like self-deprecating and whatnot. Let's get back to Coffee Shop AU Fox. Doesn't he look so content with his job? Like, look at this fella. Look at this cute little fella. He looks so content with his job. And it's gonna be super confusing when I keep saying Coffee Shop AU Fox. Because if you're only using this as like podcast style, because I know a lot of people do that. I do that when I'm watching like streams. Usually I'll just have it on in the background while I'm working. They'll probably think they're talking about my Sona, and then they flip and they see this character design, and they're like, "What is that?" And they may not necessarily like see the Star Fox art, because I'll be like zoomed in or something. I'll be like, "Whoa, Fox's design has changed a lot." I don't know. Maybe I'm just being silly. Maybe I'm overthinking nothing. Also, sorry if sometimes I like pause. That's me checking the chat, because I've brought this up before, but when I try and draw with 2 screens, it for some reason it messes up my my tablet. It causes motions to be weird and angled, and just the strokes to be way broader than they need to be. And I just rather not deal with that, you know? He kind of looks like a cat. Let me, yeah, he kind of looks like a cat. Like, looking at him. He looks less like Star Fox and more like Star Cat. So let's, maybe fix his muzzle a little bit, make it a little bit more broad. Maybe push his nose more off to the side a little bit. It may not make as much sense, but stylistically it'll help him look less like a cat. It's alright. Sometimes you can break the rules. Make his nose a little bit bigger. There we go. He looks a little bit more like a fox now. I will maybe just... Maybe no whiskers. Because I know the character design does have whiskers, but like when you get like more like the details and whatnot, I think it's easier to put stuff like whiskers on. This is a significantly less detailed art style than the photorealistic CGI that is the like CGI of Star Fox Zero. If I didn't catch the beginning, I would think your Sona got a makeover. Yeah, that's entirely possible because I do keep saying, "Oh, it's Fox. Oh, it's Fox." Then again, I do have my Sona in the bottom right corner, so you know. So you know what? I want to just change a little something here. I don't know. I just think that might be a cute little detail. Okay, so we've officially passed the 30-minute mark. I can tell because of the music. Oh, wow. Why did we start in the middle of this song? Yeah, let's just play this. Why not? If I get tired of it, because I like this track, but it is a little bit repetitive. If it gets annoying, I'll just switch over to another song. Maybe make his finger a little bit smaller, because I don't want him touching the coffee pot. Coffee pot's hot, yo! Hey, CJ! Dragon with some oh, no, it's not a dragon. That's the Star Fox logo. Does it really look like a dragon? I guess it kind of looks like a dragon. Here, let me tidy up the face a little bit. I think it's the face. I think I mostly messed up the face. Yeah, because, like, that broad chin Star Fox logo. But hey, CJ, how you doing? Apologies for not noticing you came in sooner. I think right now it's just the four of us. You, me, Milksteak, and Fembot. Fembot, however, does not speak like we do, so he cannot say hello. But you can feed him, and he will appreciate it. I should probably add in like a hello prompt for Fembot or something. Fembot 3000. I really do need to draw. I think I say this like every stream, but I need to draw assets for Fembot. I need to like make things for him. Maybe use him for like, oh, Fembot's my guy on Twitch. You know, not saying that I'll be calling myself Fembot or anything, because that's a bit silly. But like just cute little things like that. You know, I'll just leave his shoes black. Give them like the tags. They're like, you know, not even. I'll just like leave them like pure black. Just okay. I like working on some art. Oh, very nice, CJ. I saw your art of Tomboy I believe it was Tammy Tomboy Hooters. I thought it was Tomboy Outback Steakhouse though. I like how you have like all the different permutations of what could be like treat, snack, snacks. And Milksteak, I'm glad that was the quote. This is all a part of an elaborate plan to get Waluigi and Fox to bang. I'm very, very, very glad that that's the quote you got, because if there's anything to highlight the insanity of my streams, particularly my Sim streams, there you go. Yeah, if there's any newbies who might be watching, I don't have viewers on, I don't know. I turned it off because I kept checking it. If there are any newbies watching, that's something that's happening in my Sims streams. I don't know when we're gonna stream The Sims next. What I'm thinking is maybe doing like on again, off again with Battle for Bikini Bottom. And alternatively, I was thinking of maybe doing like a third day of like streaming until I'm finished Battle for Bikini Bottom. I don't know yet. It's gonna depend on whether or not I have to go back to work soon. Because Ontario's starting to open up again, so I might have to end up going back to work, and that's going to significantly affect my my time to actually get things done. So I might actually have to go back to one stream a week if I can focus on if I want to focus on Foxtails, which I do. I would very much like to focus on Foxtails. With that said, I'd have to pick and choose what stream I would want to keep. It would probably be the game stream, because that tends to draw in a bigger draw, and you know. With that said, I like doing both. It's not really like a case of I like one more than the other. I like them for different reasons. I like my game streams because they're ridiculous. I like my art streams because they're super chill. Like, we just sitting here vibing to Sonic Gems Collection music, which I think we did last time. I think after this I might look up, like, another game to do music of. You know what? I got it. I know exactly what I'm putting on instead of this. Tell me if any of you recognize this. Oh, man. I realized that after I made it and was typing out the hashtags. Wait, you realized what? Sorry, I'm looking for a specific track. There we go. Yes, it was the 1,000-Year Door. I like Mario Odyssey. Well, I mean, it's a Mario game and it's an Odyssey. My roommate's been playing through the... yeah, it's a bit loud on my end. My roommate has been playing through the 1,000-Year Door again to kind of prepare for Origami King. And, or rather, hearing about Origami King put him in the mood for 1,000-Year Door. It's one or the other. And so, yeah, I just figured I'd put on the music. Speaking of Origami King, have any of you guys heard the battle theme from that game? Because wow, it slaps. That's a good battle theme. Like, dang, son. I've not heard Origami. Yeah, it's pretty good. At least from what we've heard of it, it's pretty good. I don't know if there's any completely clean rips on the internet yet. But it's, because, I mean, the game's not even out yet. But it's, if you can find, like, a video, like, clip with it it's good stuff. It's a surprisingly good, jazzy little track. It's the one thing I feel like that the Paper Mario games have consistently been good at, even after, a certain 3DS game I don't like to talk about. The music in that is still pretty dang heckin' good. I apologize if I'm not saying much. Yeah, sorry folks. I'm just I'm focusing on the arts. That's kind of one of the things about these art streams, is that they're a lot more quiet than the game streams. I think that might actually be part of why. Well, then I feel like it's just, to the average person, watching someone draw isn't quite as exciting as watching them play a game, but just in general, these don't tend to have as many viewers. That's fine though. It's all good. You know, yeah, let's keep it kind of bristly looking, because his tail's a little bit bristly looking, so... So does anyone have any hope for Origami King? I am currently undecided. On one hand, it's a very precarious kind of situation because I was burned pretty hard by, obviously Sticker Star. I already referenced Sticker Star as a 3DS game I don't like to talk about. But, almost more so Color Splash, because I saw a lot more... It felt like there was more of an attempt to consolidate Paper Mario's like leveling up and like RPGs and whatnot in that game, and it felt like there was more creativity in that game, but only by like a bit. And it felt less like oh, this is a significant improvement, and more like, okay, well, you're intentionally like how would I even describe it? It's like you're intentionally like making these games less fun, with the kind of promise of, oh, they'll get slightly better with each entry, whereas you had a perfectly fine functional like system before, and you're just choosing not to use it. And I was actually looking forward to Color Splash because I thought they were going to fix a lot of the issues I had, and they did fix some of them. But to me, the biggest issues about Color Splash, like about Sticker Star, were still present in Color Splash. It was still a case of there isn't much a point of engaging in combat. The environments weren't as inspired. The characterization wasn't as good. The storytelling wasn't as good. It just felt like a lamer product than what had come before it. Still, and I'm looking at Origami King, and again, I'm getting kind of vibes. It's like, oh, they fixed quite a bit, but I'm still feeling a lot of those same issues that I had with the other games. And I don't want to get burned. But on the other hand, I feel like that the changes that they are making are really big steps in the right direction. But it's also a case where it's like, well, it's also a vote with your wallet case, right? Where it's like, well, if I buy it and it does well, then what reason do they have to, like, say, try and remake, or not remake, I'm sorry, to try and like, to try and go back to that classic style? What would be their incentive, is the thing. Jeez, this leg's giving me a hard time. It's kind of like a... Because I don't... Okay, we're back online. Okay, I don't know how much of whatever y'all even heard of me saying that, because I don't know when it disconnected. Which, you know, oh great, now I'm gonna have to, when I want to download the files so I can upload the archive, I'm gonna have to Frankenstein monster them together in my video editing software, and that's just gonna add on extra time. I sure am looking forward to having to stay up all night. That's my favorite. Today's not going well. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it wasn't on your end. It was my internet deciding that functioning is for losers. Of course, it might help if there weren't like 6 or 7 people playing an online game while I was trying to stream. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud. That was mostly just me being salty about nothing. I'm joking, of course. Nah, I'm not gonna bother doing all that extra line shading nonsense. Something else happened today? No, it's more just today. It was like a really slow, drowsy kind of day, and I don't know. Just today wasn't a great day, which is funny compared to yesterday. Yesterday I had an absolutely fantastic day. I don't know. If I can get a bit real for a second, sometimes that's how depression be. Sometimes you'll have an absolutely fantastic day. You'll be fine. You'll think everything's going to be fantastic. And you're looking forward to tomorrow, and then you wake up the next day, and you just don't feel as good about anything. So, you know. I don't want this to turn into Shadow Generations Part 2, though. So let's not get frustrated about small nothings. Let's just enjoy the chill. The chill of Fox McCloud with his awkwardly shaped coffee pot. You might want to reshape that a little bit. It looks a little weird. Happiness hangover. Yeah, more or less. You could call it that. I prefer to just call it what it is. Crazy soup. Thanks, brain chemistry. You failed me again. Yeah, it's a little bit too much extra fraction. I might even try like that one in the middle there. Let me just feel like it's a bit much. There. I think it's sort of like smaller, lighter version of that. There we go. Okay. Oh man. Apologies for tiredness. Today was just a low energy kind of day, I think. Alright, let's get to coloring. Woo! Here, this can go away now. Ah. Fructose corn syrup. Currently working on a sketch of your otter as Doom Guy. It's gonna take all night to fit. It might. You never know. It might not. You know, and if it is a more complicated piece, you don't have to do it all at once. You want to get a Star Fox coffee mug? I would also very much like a Star Fox coffee mug. I'm sure that you can find them on like Etsy or something. But oh no, I didn't say that because that's it's not official Nintendo product, and they don't like it when people like make unlicensed stuff of their characters, which I mean is completely within their right, I guess. Nintendo's always been very particular about that. The fact that they're so lax when it comes to like their game music most of the time is legitimately shocking to me. That's why I can even play this music at all. I guarantee if they were more retentive about that sort of thing, they would this stream would probably have been pulled down. And no, that's not what happened, if you're wondering. It was literally just my internet was just being a jerk. And I don't know how much of me complaining you guys heard of going like, oh, come on, why isn't I connected? And if you did, then, well, yeah, I was whining. Like, complaining about how annoying that is that the Wi-Fi was down. And I don't remember what tone of voice I was using, but it was probably pretty similar to that. I'm currently doing some sketches on my Sonic OC. I heard that Nintendo was so restricted is why the Wii U failed, because they sent a lot of gameplay footage on YouTube. Oh, no, there was more than just that why the Wii U failed. Look, I like the Wii U quite a bit, probably more than the average gamer does, but there was a lot more up with the Wii U than just YouTubers not being able to monetize videos or occasionally videos being pulled down, which I don't know how many videos they pulled down, but I do know that a lot of videos were demonetized, which de-incentivized people from making Nintendo content, unless they were part of the creators program, which I know is more lax now, but it's still not perfect. Anyway. No, there was a lot more with the Wii U than just that. There was the bad marketing, there was the unclear kind of function of the system itself, where people thought it was just an addition to the Wii U, to the Wii. There was like, which was not helped by the name. There was the bad commercials. There was the slow trickle of content as opposed to the more like consistent kind of content we've seen on like the Switch, or albeit 2020 so far has been a pretty slow year for Switch owners, unfortunately, which is a little concerning because I'm worried that they might be kind of falling back into that. But even then, it's still better than how it was during the worst points of like the Wii U, where it was like we would go like several months without seeing a relevant game release. Like, I think the only real year where we really got like hit after hit after hit after hit was like 2014. And even then, it wasn't, like, as much as what was available on the other systems. And there was just a lot up with the Wii U. There was just a lot of problems with the Wii U, whether it be how it was marketed, whether it be how difficult it was to design for. That's a big thing that sorry for the bump there, that not a lot of people talk about, is that the Wii U was very annoying to develop for. It was very developer unfriendly, because I'm guessing the idea with the architecture was Nintendo was like, well, as long as our guys can use it, it should be fine. That was probably my guess, because they do kind of have a history of doing that sort of thing, where they're like, well, I mean, like, as long as it's easy, as long as we can get it, I'm sure everyone else will understand. And, you know, that way we can have the best tools for us and whatnot. They very much have this history of kind of looking out for themselves in a way. I don't know how much of that is legitimately just, we'll just leave third-party developers to figure it out on their own, and how much is just, if we can figure it out, they'll be able to figure it out. No problem. Which is kind of how I think Sony was with the PS3. Actually, it's actually funny, the Wii U and the PS3 actually have quite a bit in common. In that regard. Weird architecture, awkward marketing, and hubris is, I think, another big thing, because obviously the Wii and the PS3 have this sense of, mostly early PS3, because I was gonna say Sega, because Sony kind of like learned their lesson with it, much as Nintendo has with the Switch, where they're like, okay, clearly this isn't working. This has been like, we need to take a big old slice of that humble pie, and they did, in a way. I mean, I feel like that Sony's hubris in certain elements has caught up with them again, but nowhere near as bad as I think with the way the PS3 was designed and whatever. And there was a lot of like similar problems with that, with the Wii U, where it was like, it's a Wii system, people will buy it up, we don't need to really, like, at least this is how it reads to me, was that there was a lot of hubris where they're like, it's the Wii U, it's the second Wii, we don't need to like try and market it or whatever, or have a whole bunch of compelling like third-party games, because it's the Wii. People will buy it so that people want to trade in their Wiis because it's the Wii U. But even that wasn't clear, because it wasn't called like Wii 2, it was called Wii U. And that doesn't that sound more like a peripheral? They could have called it like the Wii 2 or like the Nintendo Duo or something like that. I don't know. We got Animal Crossing this year. I'm good as a Switch owner. That's fair. I really ended up... I enjoyed Animal Crossing quite a bit. I feel like they need to do, like... I literally think that this most recent update has been the most fun I've had with the game in quite a while. And it's literally, like, swimming and adding in, like, new creatures. Because, like, to me, my biggest problem with Animal Crossing, once I finally got my 5 stars, was that there just wasn't much to do. And I'm glad that they're trying to add more permanent features to the game. Because updates at this point have mostly been like, oh, well, it's Easter. It's Easter, so it's Egg Day and things like that. And that just, I don't feel like is enough to keep people interested. Because I remember when Egg Day happened, everyone was sick of it within like the first week, and I kind of was too, because they're just the only reason like I didn't find it quite as annoying was because I was in the middle of trying to get 5 stars for my island. And then once that was done, what happened after that? There was like there was the relay for the museum. That was boring because it was the same thing every day. There was the wedding day stuff, which was cute. You know, it was presented very cute, but like it was the same thing every day. It wasn't really new, exciting content. The diving and whatnot, and what's apparently coming in the next update, which I don't quite remember what it is, but stuff like that. The diving and the sea creatures is new content. Is like new content that is permanent. It doesn't, well, okay, it won't be available during the winter months, I'm assuming. But other than that, it's permanent. It's something that you can go back and do as often as you want, and it helps, and it gives you progress in the game. Oh, speaking of, in case you didn't see this on Twitter on my Twitter, I finished my fossils. I don't have to do fossils anymore, and that was so satisfying. Just finally finishing the fossils. Now I'm focusing on fishing and sea creatures. I'm not even gonna bother with art. Sorry if I keep jumping in and out. Wi-Fi's being a bruh. It's okay. Trust me. Remember earlier, Wi-Fi crapped out. It's okay, man. It's okay, bruh. Don't worry too hard about it. It's my Wi-Fi crapped out too. It's all good, man. But yeah, I finally finished the fossils, and that was cool. That was actually a really good day for Animal Crossing because I caught a bunch of new sea creatures. I met the sea otter fella whose name is escaping me for the first time, and I finished my thing. That was a good day for Animal Crossing because like a lot happened. Whereas when I go back to Animal Crossing, a lot of days it just feels like nothing's happening. But this new sea update, I don't know how long the longevity of it's gonna last, but for now, I feel like it's the kind of thing that this game needed. I feel like it's definitely an improvement over, like, say, the other updates, where it really has been a lot of nothing. I've been playing every day ever since it came out. I still don't have 5-star Island. Bruh. We need a bruh sound effect. We do need a bruh sound effect. But why bruh? Did I do something wrong? I've been playing AC. 5 stars, surprisingly difficult to get. It's all kind of a case of, there's a bit of luck in it, but there's also knowing how to space out the objects on your island. I think also your relationship with villagers can affect it. I don't remember. It might be outgoing villagers like Label and whatnot. Oh, that was another reason it was a good day for Animal Crossing. Label showed up, and I don't care how easy and simple and basic it is to do Label stuff. I love Label, and I always look forward to when she's on the island. Because she's a cute. But yeah, CJ, why bruh? What did I do? Did I say bruh? Or did I do something that was bruh-worthy? Yeah, I can't even keep track of what I say from a moment-to-moment basis. I'm gonna be put in the old people's home when I'm 30. What's that, shiny? You said bruh. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I'll probably put like a bruh sound effect at some point. check out Fox's Twitter. Yeah, Fenbot is trying to encourage people to check out my Twitter because he's a bro like that. Everyone give Fenbot food because he is a good boy. Or, I don't know, make him play the slide whistle or bass boost or something. I don't know. Just remember, that stuff is an option. Fenbot has a whole plethora of dumb, silly commands. Some of which you can use your snacks for. Snacks with an S. Thank you for feeding him. He shall now commence eating. He can't actually taste it, but it makes him happy anyway. He likes to feel involved. Alright, that's the sketch. I thought I messed up the liner or something fierce. Look at Coffee Shop Fox. Isn't he coming along just so good? Does he get fat after eating too many snacks? Fox? Like Star Fox? Or do you mean no, you mean Fenbot. No, Fenbot cannot put on weight because he is a robot. He is a robot, and he is fine with eating a lot. So feed him however much you want, as long as you have the snacks for it. And hi, Sai! Everyone say hi to Sai! Because Sai is a good friend. And yes, he does look cute. Actually, I am fairly happy with how coffee shop Fox McCloud is looking. Maybe someday I'll like print this as like a sticker or something. I don't know. Would any of you be like interested if I started like selling merch? Cause that's kind of the thing. It's like I've always like wondered about like, oh, I could start like a Patreon. I could do this. I could do that. But a lot of the time, it's kind of a case where people are interested in my content, but either A, not enough that they would pay for it, or B, that they can't. And that's perfectly fine. No one's under any obligation. But like, if I like say want to do something like, oh, I'm gonna like make stickers or something and then ship them out to people, I wouldn't want to make a bunch of them and then no one's interested. Would something like this be like, or like maybe like the Foxtail like asset pieces? Would anyone be interested in buying those? Because if not, I'll probably just make one for myself. Because like, look at how cute this little booger is. Anywho, let's start up a new one. Video content. Just gonna real quick look at the script. I put the script away. Curses! Actually, I'm just gonna real quick just take off my headphones because they're hurting my ears. Alright, cool. Back, and I have the script up, and the next one is my Fox, as in my Sona, looking super frustrated with the fact that he's alive. I'm in the wrong place. There we go, video content. Assets. Just use neutral as a base point. Or alternatively, hang on, if I like open up the original file, I should have the reference on hand. No? Did I not have the reference? Oh, yeah, there it is. There we go. Ah, what? No, that's not what I meant to do at all. I would be interested in a Patreon, but I'm not big on Mercy. Aw, you gave Sai snacks. What do you mean you're not big on Mercy? I don't know what that means. More so the con with having big fen ears. Yes. I have very big, very sensitive ears. And my ears get hurt. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, I might just make this like a new asset, like that I can use for other videos. It's not written down as that in the script, but I don't exactly have an asset where he's just like, so maybe I'll do that. Here, I'll have that as a. So yeah, I guess I did need to copy that after all. Oops. Just so I can kind of keep proportions consistent. Because I'm not super like anal about Fox's overall proportions as long as he's short and has a slight kind of a curve and tummy and his big ears. Merch, not Mercy. Okay, thank you, because that was a very, very, very ominous statement that you made. That was like, what do you mean? Like, if I miss an update, are you gonna come to my house? And like, why will Muno Shinderu me? Because I always get really worried about that too. Like when we were, obviously I was late starting the stream because of outside circumstances. I was like super nervous about that, and I still kind of am, because it's like, oh well, most people are expecting like 7. Are they gonna like? Are they not gonna like? What if they don't see the Twitter post and they're just going to assume that I'm not doing the thing today, and then just not gonna watch? And you know. What if they just, I don't know, figure I ditched? That's unfortunately kind of the thing about being a creator with anxiety, is everything makes you worried that people are no longer going to be interested in your content. It could be something small and dumb, like, oh, what if they find my old Foxtails videos and see that they're not edited very well, and they have like the bad sound mixing and whatnot? What if they're like, oh, what if all of his videos are like this? Unfortunately. Call this wine. Short, chubby, long ears. The rest is negotiable. More or less. I guess the only other thing I would say is maybe it's like digit grade legs. But even then, I'm not like super concerned about that. As long as it looks like him in a broad sense, I'm fine. I'm not like like on The Simpsons, where they had to have a very specific number for Bart Simpson's like hair spikes or something. I mean, it'd be a little bit silly if, you know, independent furry content creator Dr. Drjoshfox demanded such specificity with his fan art that you had to get the exact amount of his hair poofs right, when I'm not even consistent with that from asset to asset. It's not that I'm like against trying to have more consistency, as much as sometimes it's just a case of someone wants to do something in their own style, or I'm just trying to get an asset done, and sometimes things happen, you know? It's not that I'm settled. Well, it is technically that I'm settling, but, like, you know. But, or in the case of, like, fan art, I wouldn't say it's settling. It's that I can appreciate people's different visual interpretations of my character. I like seeing other people draw my... Because, like, if I want to see people draw my Sono, why would I want them to just try and draw exactly like me? That's lame. Unless, I don't know, I was getting someone to, like, work on something specifically for Foxtails, and I'd be like, okay, if you could make it kind of look like my art, just so we can have some visual consistency. But if it was, like, a piece of fan art or, like, a commission, I wouldn't want it to look like my art, because, like, I mean, unless that's what they choose to do. I wouldn't, well, like, I am not phrasing very well. I would prefer that they go with whatever they're more comfortable with, versus like being like, oh well, it has to look like this. I don't know what I'm rambling about. When I saw you weren't streaming, I checked your Twitter. I know it's hard with anxiety, but don't worry. I feel like when I draw fan art for another artist, some of their style rubs off onto me as I draw their character. That's fair. That's how I feel when I'm doing fan art. When I'm doing like fan art, I don't like exactly emulate the in fact, I this used to be more of a subconscious thing. This is more, I more do this on purpose now. I sort of like try to integrate elements of the art style into my own. How much of that depends on the art itself. Like when I draw Pimp, for instance, for Paladins, I generally try to go for a similar kind of proportion and eye shape, unless the piece, and sometimes even like the way I color it, I'll give it a slightly more painterly style than I normally do. This one's actually going to be a bit tricky, because I haven't really, like, drawn too many characters being, like, whiny and ish before. Hey, I appreciate a challenge. So, you know. And I'm usually pretty good about figuring out expressions, so... What you don't see is me right now trying to make the face. Oh, wow, I have not said anything in like 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. That's kind of what happens with these art streams. They tend to get quiet a lot. I brought this up earlier, but it's kind of why I think these ones don't do as well. Is I don't chatter as much. I don't talk as much. There just isn't as much to talk about, I think, which is okay. I'm fine with that. You know, I like I kind of like the chill vibe of these art streams. You know, just kind of hanging out, drawing these dumb, silly assets for my dumb, silly show that I love making. Oh, I think Milksteak had said earlier. What did everyone think about? If you had seen it, what did you guys think about? Apologies for stretching. About the most recent Fox Tales, like in general, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was there anything you would have fixed? You know. Ugh. I thought I heard someone open the door. Perspective on his ears is a little bit weird. I'm gonna yes. Perspective on characters like this is easily one of my biggest weakest points. Is making perspective on appendages like this consistent. Like, you know, like that meme that was going around of like, it's just my style, guys, and it's like the wolf with like their muzzle off to the side. I sometimes feel like that's kind of what my hair looks like. It was too relatable and hurt my soul, but yeah, I liked it. That's well, I always like to, I always like foxtails to be relatable, so, you know? I'm sorry if it hurt your soul, but if you had to see my awful, edgy artwork, though, if I had to remember my awful, edgy artwork, then so did the rest of the world. That's just how it was. It is amazing, though, like, looking back and how, like, proud I was of those drawings. And now I can look back and be like, wow, those were crap! I think that... I think that, A, that's funny. And B, that says a lot about, I guess, just my own progress as an artist. Like, obviously, I still have a long way to go. Every artist has a long way to go. There's no such thing as a perfect artist. And if there was, I sure as heck wouldn't be one. That's not even putting myself down. That's just true. But it's just amazing looking back at even like art from like a year or two ago where I look back at it and I'm like, wow, that is not very good. And I remember this looking a lot better and things like that. And then like you look back and you just see how much you've improved. It's on one hand, it's like super embarrassing because you can look back at your old art and be like, oh, why did I draw that? But on the other hand, it's a lot of fun to look back and be like, look at how much I've improved. Actually, that's part of the reasons why I wanted to make an asset of like edgy old style Fox for that last video, was because I wanted to see what he would look like if I tried to draw him now, with a bit of creative liberties taken. Like I don't think buff Silver Fox ever had that color in his hair. The more thin, I guess you could say femboyish version of Silver Fox did. He definitely had color in his hair. It's actually really funny looking back at my sort of Sona and seeing how he went from like this ultra badass trench coat wearing superhero, or anti-hero rather, to like this whining like YouTuber who's like, oh, why is everything so hard? Why can't I cook food? I know it's not technically the same character, but I just think that that's funny is all. I think it sort of shows a lot of how I perceived myself back then and now. That's a full 180. It is a full 180, kind of like looking back at Oh, also speaking of, everyone say hi to T-Chap. Sorry, T-Chap, I didn't notice it was you who wrote that it was relatable and hurt my soul, because your font color, the red, is on my end is almost identical to CJ's, so I thought CJ said that. But yeah, everyone say hi to T-Chap. I don't know, I feel like that this expression is missing something. It's missing a little bit of oomph, I think. I think it could be a little bit more exaggerated. So I'm going to, like, make his eyes a little bit squintier and a little bit more, like, and maybe even make, like, his mouth more ridiculous. Because as it stands, it's, it just kind of looks like he's like super tired. Like even looking though, going back to artistic improvement, even like looking back at like the foxtail like assets I'm using now for like the generic poses and whatnot, as I like to call them. Yeah, this is already looking way better. This already looks a lot more expressive. Like, but like, just looking at the ones that I'm using now, even then I'm looking back at them, I'm like, I could fix this, I could fix that, I could totally redraw all of these. I'm not doing that, I'm adding on more, but I could totally do way better. Also, I think his eyes are a little bit too high as well. Let me lower them a little bit. it. That might look a little better. And how are you, T-Chep? How are you doing? Yeah, that looks much better. Why is it so hard? Like, god damn. Oh. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make all of my videos like this. It's just where I'm like, I'm not even sure I'm gonna do that tone of voice in the video. I don't know. There's just something about the thought of this grown ass man going like, I don't know. It's funny to me. I'm alright. How about you? I'm alright. Admittedly, I wasn't in the best mood when we started the stream, but I'm feeling a lot better. Just chilling, doing art, hanging out with you guys. I feel a lot better now. And that's something I really like about like creating and whatnot. Is it's almost like a give and take, or like a give and give kind of relationship. I prefer to call it. I don't remember I heard giving. I'm grabbing another soda. I don't remember I heard that give and give. But anyway, where it's like I give something, you give something. In this case, I give content, and you guys like stick around and you hang out, and you make me feel better. I know that some of you would probably be here regardless of whether or not I was consistently making content. Especially like, there's a couple of you I know from like years and years and years and years and years when I was still like when I was still just like on DeviantArt proclaiming about how I don't know. I was working on like a comic with a couple of my friends, and no, it wasn't Bad Vibe. It was another one. But like, or whatever, or when I still had my old Sonas or whatever, and I wasn't consistently making like content like this. But you know, regardless, whether you've been here for that long or not, I really appreciate being able to like that I've met people through content creation, and that they make me feel better, you know? And then hopefully I make them feel better too. That's the main goal. Speaking of DMA, my account's about to hit 10 years old. Oh my god, CJ, really? How old is mine now? I'm sorry, I'm just real quickly gonna check my DeviantArt. Wait, where do you find it now? It's would it be under about? My DeviantArt is 11 years old. You know what that means, CJ? We're old! Yeah, we're old, man. I'd play the song from SpongeBob, but I don't want this to get claimed, so when it goes up on YouTube. Not that I'm making any money off my YouTube content, but someday I'd like to. And these long butt streams are usually a good way of doing that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't know. They don't usually retain much viewership, but I always hear that longer videos like this can be good for making money. Again, I'd like to be able to make money on my videos in the future through ads and, again, maybe a Patreon, maybe even selling merch, you know, but, you know. Those are future plans. But regardless, I don't want to muck up those future plans. But yeah, look, that looks way better than the, like, if you look at, like, the original sketch. The original sketch, he looks super tired. He's just like, I want to go to bed. But then if you look here, he legitimately looks like he's whining. Although his lower body's a little bit too short, I think. I'm going to just do some quick fixes on that. Maybe add a bit more of a curve to kind of suggest that he's, like, kind of pushing his gut in. That expression is precious. We got more. CJ, you say you don't think it'll get claimed? The SpongeBob SquarePants part that I uploaded did, remember? And it was just the theme. It was like the theme in the game. I didn't add it in. It was in the game, and it got claimed. YouTube's copyright bots are terrible about that sort of thing. And I recognize right now we kind of need them because of, like, Corona and whatnot, and we don't want people going to YouTube headquarters, but, like, they've always been really bad about that sort of thing. Like, since the dawn of time. Since YouTube was basically bought out by Google and became, like, this massive enterprise, it's always been really bad about that. Always and forever. It will probably always be really bad about that. It's admittedly better than when they started, but, like, only by a little bit, if I'm being completely honest. But I was thinking something as vague as the Your Old song. I don't want to risk it, is the thing. I don't want to risk it, because I have seen, like, when people use music tracks from SpongeBob in their videos, that those videos get claimed. Also, Fenbot spitting out the rules, as it were. Good boy, Fembot. I'm gonna... Feeding my Fenbot. He's such a good boy. And the best part about having Fenbot is that I don't have to clean up after him because he cleans up himself. And he doesn't make a lot of mess because he's a digital robot. But, like, still... I don't know why I'm cleaning up the sketch as much as I am. It's a sketch, for God's sakes. I love this expression. I'm so glad I went back and exaggerated it more. I love this expression so much. Good boy, Finn. But yes, he is a good boy. And if you want to feed him, same expression, same thing. Exclamation point. Give snacks. Snacks are your currency, by the way. Because that's a thing that some streamers do. that is the second song we've made it through. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go like I'm just gonna I'm just gonna just jump off super quick. I'm gonna leave the stream running, but I'm just gonna jump off super quick. So let me just. And we are back. Why did it play the? You know what? That was perfect timing. I'm gonna roll with it. Yay! Thank you for feeding the Fenbot. T-Chap, he really appreciates it. He loves being fed. Speaking of being fed, I literally just when I went up, my cat, who she's an elder, she has to have her wet food and all that good stuff. Literally every time you so much as even glance at that bathroom where we have her bowl, she's like, ah, ah, because she wants to be fed, but she's already had her dinner for today. And she already had her breakfast. She already had her, like, she's already eaten today. She's already had her food. But she always does that, no matter what. She could have literally just finished up. And sometimes it's when she even, like, hasn't, like, even finished. If somebody dares pass by the bathroom or whatever, she'll be like, ah! Ah! She doesn't actually sound like that, but I like to joke that she kind of has, like, kind of sounds like Marge or something. Because her meow isn't even all that shrill. I'm just mean. It does not matter. The cat must. You need to clip that audio. Which audio? The one of me going like ah, ah. You mean that? Ah, ah. There, plenty of opportunities. You need to use the audio of you imitating her and just have a drawing of her shaking. I might, actually. It reminds me of Pat. Like Pat stares at, like the guy used to be on like Super Best Friends. He has this thing at the end of his streams where he just has a picture of his cat like screaming, and then it just shut up Elmo, because that's like from one of his streams or something, and it's actually super funny. It's super cute. I love Elmo. He's a good boy. He's a good screamy boy. Frankly, could probably put the over this picture and it would work just fine, if I'm being honest. Elmo is the best. No offense to your cat. Well, hey, excuse you. My cats are best. One of them is a shouting old lady, and the other one is a fat chungus boy who loves everyone. I got the best of both worlds. I have a screaming gremlin for a cat and a lovey-dovey pillow as a cat. It's literally the best thing. I have the best of both worlds. And here's the thing, CJ. While he is physically not screaming, internally he is. You need to understand. Not only are Fennecs constantly screaming internally, preparing for the time when they can scream externally, but he's also experiencing deep, horrific ennui. So, you know, it works out perfectly. That, and if it's my Sona, I'm always screaming like that on the inside. Not just because I'm a Fennec, but just because. Truly, Vex is a cat after my own name. But yes, Elmo is a sweetheart, but I have to disagree. Best cats are still mine. Those lip details are nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it actually helps sell the shape. Oh, you know who else is a really good cat? Milksteak's cat, Nugget, whom he, at the beginning of the stream, he shared pictures with me with. And he is a cute little fluffy fella. And I love him. He's a kitten. I've never met this cat, and I love it so much. Cats are just so good. Cats, dogs, pets. I love animals. Animals are so good. I am simple man. I see Twitter post with cute animal, I retweet. You know, like. So we are creeping up on 9. I'm gonna go a bit later. I'm basically gonna keep going until this acid is finished. But even if we were getting close to the end, I think I would still find like something to doodle. Or rather, even if we were about to wrap this up, I think I'd find something really quick or silly to doodle, because I want to make it like at least 2 hours. I don't want to skimp out. I was late, and I want to make up for that time. Because y'all deserve a nice, at least 2-hour stream. At least. That, and it keeps things consistent, you know? Maybe someday I'll stop being such a stickler for length, Nah, you know what? I don't think it would even be all that visible. Kind of like tail pocket. I am, therefore I must scream. Yes! I am happy, therefore I must scream. I am sad, therefore I must scream. I am angry, therefore I must scream. I am, therefore I must scream. I have no mouth, and I must scream. Or in this case, I have all mouth, so I will scream. That's yet another thing I really like about like Fenix. Not so much that they are loud, because if I was being honest, I'm sure if I was around that enough, it would probably start to get annoying. But just I relate to them being extremely loud because I have difficulty controlling the volume of my voice. Like, in all honesty, when I'm like talking, I have difficulty controlling the volume of my voice just casually. If I get, especially if I get excited about something, I'll start like shouting, or not like shouting. That sounds aggressive, but my voice will start raising, and I'll be all like, and then that's when Sonic did the thing. Like I'm very loud, and no, I don't turn into Fred Burger normally when I talk. I'm just making fun of myself. I like nachos, yes! My Fred Burger impression used to be a lot better. Speaking of impressions, the next video is gonna be a voice reel. I'm really looking forward to it, because they came out really good. Hello, Milksteak, you're back with a quote, and it is fittingly enough, Butt Nugget. Same I'm a loud talker. And ding dong, Fred Burger, yes! Yes! Fred Burger, yes! Don't worry, everyone! I found some nachos! Yes! Fred, you need to come out of the freezer or those public relations guys are going to beat me up! I love Billy Mandy. I need to watch it again. It's a few fathoms harder to find than something like SpongeBob, but it's not like all that difficult to find. Has that show ever been like released like completely on Blu-ray? Because if not, it needs to be. I actually no, that's a fib. I was about to say I actually don't own any Blu-rays. That's a lie. I own Zootopia on Blu-ray. It was a complete package. It came with the DVD, the Blu-ray, and the digital copy. So that's cool. I like that. I like that movies do that now. It's good and convenient. Convenience is good, and I'm not one to applaud giant evil mega corporations like Disney, but credit where it's due. That is nice. Yeah, that doesn't make a ton of sense, does it? I mean, discs cost practically nothing. It's mostly the license you're paying for. Yeah, more or less. And which show? The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I mean, we were talking about Fred Burger, my dude. Oh, no. What am I looking for? Oh, right there. I swear. The longer I do this, the more things I forget. Alright, crud. Alright, no problem. Let me just... Really, I should be more, like, properly trying to fix the line art before I color it anyway, so... That's on me, guys. That's my B, yo. Do people still say that? I don't know. I use that joke a lot, don't I? Like, I noticed that when I was, writing the most recent script for Fox Tales, was that I make that joke a lot. I make the, is that what the kids say joke? And then usually it'll accompany with, like, stop music or something. So I'm gonna make it a concerted effort to not make that joke when I'm doing videos anymore. At least not for a long time. Because I think I used that gag in, like, 3 videos in a row. We still streaming? Yeah, okay, good. Sorry, I'm super paranoid about the stream cutting out now. That makes more sense. Okay, Personally, I really like that "how do you do, fellow kids" vibe. Of... well, it's not so much, like, the vibe of, like, the videos I want to change. Because, frankly, that's just me. I am both simultaneously, like, super on point with memes and whatnot, but on the other hand, I get so lost when it comes to, like, other trends. Like, you show me a meme, like a modern meme, I will know about it. But then if you, like, say something that, like the kids, I say the kids, they're only, like 15 or 16-year-olds, or whatever, or, like, say, like, some, like, poggers, for instance. I don't know what that means. I just know that it's a thing, and later it sort of became a meme with that dude's face going, like, "Oh," which was a reaction image before poggers, by the way. And... like, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. People have tried to explain it to me. It's like, oh, it's like a oh, good. It's a good reaction. It's like, oh, dude, bruh. But, like, I don't understand. I don't. And so it's not so much like it's not so much that I want to change, because that's just part of who I am. The whole not necessarily understanding a lot of, like, social cues that the kids them days are saying or whatever. The cringe thing is a joke. Like, I make a joke about, like, the cringe, is that what the kids say? Like, I know what that means. Like, that's just me playing it up. But I think what's the line? I think I say, what, wins, cringe. That's what the kids say. Is what I say in the video. But that's me playing it up. I obviously know what cringe is. I know what cringe culture is, all that stuff. That's me playing it up and making fun of myself and cringe culture, because heck, cringe culture. But also, it's just kind of a case where the gag itself, I think, has kind of run its course for now, and I don't want to I don't want to have to rely on the same gags over and over and over and over again. There's a similar thing with I think like 2 or 3 episodes in a row I had a bit where my character's face or whatever sort of zooms up to the camera and then there's like a red filter and it plays like that earth rumble sound effect, like brrr. I did that like 2 or 3 videos in a row, and the problem with that is that's when I'm less worried about abusing, because it's more like it's just like it's just like a meme. It's just like a deep fried meme is the thing. But on the other hand, I don't want to rely on the same gags visual or audible gags too much. I especially did that in my earlier videos where a lot of the time I would use like a lot of the same sound effects. I still kind of do that. I want to get like a bigger pool of sound effects, so at the very least, even if I have similar gags, it's not using the same sound effects. These are all like little... That's the thing when you're making content like that. These are the little things that you start to notice. And that's kind of what pushes you towards trying to improve. And that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing when you start to notice little things like this. Obviously, there's a sort of limit where it's like, okay, well, there's an upper limit where how far you can go, where it's like, where you're nitpicking every single little detail. But I want my videos to look, sound, and sound as good as they can, and I want them to be as written as well as they can, and I want it to be as much fun to watch as they can with my ability at the time. And part of improving of that sort of thing is knowing of the little different, like the little issues that your videos have. And that is one of the things, is my content when it comes to some of like the jokes is kind of can get repetitive, so I want to be better about that without altering the actual vibe of the show, because I'm actually really happy with the vibe of the show. If I'm being honest, I'm really happy with it, because it's just, I'm just shooting the poop with the audience, you know. It's just, I'm just telling a thing, and hopefully people find it funny. That's what it is. I'm basic, for all intents and purposes, I'm just doing pre-recorded stand-up. And that's kind of what I want. I want it to come off natural like that, where it's just me joking and having a good time. Not too concerned with being, like, overly articulate or what was that? Oh, we were raided! Thank you, yo, was poppin' with a party of 7. There's supposed to be a visual indicator for that, but for some reason I can't get it to work. Hey, Shawnee! Hey, oh my god, we got all the people coming in. I'm almost tempted to go a little bit later because I feel bad because we got a raid in, we got Shawnee showing up. Like, I feel bad, because, like, we're almost on this asset, which means we're just about to round up, but on the other hand, look at all y'all showing up. Like, that's really cool. What's up, yo? What's poppin'? Thanks for the raid. Oh, speaking of poggers! Yo, what's poppin' pog? There you go. T-Chap, that means you know what that means. What does poggers mean? Please, I'm an old man. So yeah, how's about that? How about we stick around for a little bit longer? Would you guys be down for that, or nah? Oh my god, everyone. Hey, it's Tech. Yo, what's up? Hey! And we got a follow from Hey, it's Tex. You're the best, man. I don't know what poggers is, I just want to fit in. Right? I don't know what half the stuff I say means because I just want to fit in. It reminds me of when I was in high school, when everyone was still saying swag. What does swag mean? I don't know what that means. Of course, back then I was like the edgy kid who was like, oh, people who say swag are stupid. But like... Now I try not to be like that. It's more just, I don't get it. It's like, yeah, go Gen Zers. The kids are alright. I say that, but plenty of millennials. There's actually a lot of crossover between our age gap, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of age gap. There's a lot of crossover between millennials and Gen Zers. And yes, I say Zed. I say it the Canadian way. I say it... I don't want to say the proper way because I just thought about Dragon Ball Z and that... Like, that sounds so stupid, we didn't even call it that, like, when like, Ocean is Canadian focused, and, like the Ocean dub for Dragon Ball Z didn't call it Dragon Ball Z, because that's, like, the worst thing. That sounds really lame. I had a kid, that was the definition of... I'd be down to stream a little bit longer. Okay, cool. Pog equals hype. Okay, thank you, was poppin'. Thank you, yo, was poppin'. I'd be down to stream a little bit longer. See, back in my day, we just said hype. I had a kid that was the definition of swag. He wore a fedora, wore a studded belt, and wore a shirt that said Dr. Swag. Oh, man! Oh, don't let your girl see that kid! Oh, man! Was this recently? Are kids still saying swag? Or was this like a while ago? Also, Z, Z. Frankly, it doesn't matter. Say how you want. But I know how I say it, and it's Z. I always wondered why it was different. Like, why... Like, it just seems like one of those dumb, arbitrary things that, like, American, Canadian, and British English do from each other. Like, I recognize, like, dialects are different, but, like, come on, man. But yeah, I think I'll sort of hang out a little bit longer just because it's, a bunch of you showed up and I'd feel a little bit bad leaving y'all in the lurch. It's just really cool, like, seeing y'all come in and, hey, we got a new follower and things like that. It's so cool. So, no, this was back when I was in junior high school, so like 6 years ago. Ah, okay. So I guess kids don't say, swag anymore. I like how, hey, it says Pog equals Pog. You can't understand the Pog. The Pog understands you. You know what I think of when I hear Pog or Poggers? I think of, like, the game from the 90s. I think of like, not the game, but, like, the collectible Pogs. Remember Alf? He's back in Pog form. That's what I think of. I don't think of that one dude going like, ooh, which, again, was a meme before Poggers. So it's kind of interesting to see that being, like, range. At least I think it was. I swear it was. If not a very similar image. And if it is the same, it's very interesting to see, like, memes like that get reinterpreted. It's better than what Doge got when she was reinterpreted. Now she's, like, Dan Schneider with feet and whatnot. It's like, oh, God. I think meme reinterpretation or meme mutation is very fascinating. So how you doing, Dr. Josh? I'm doing great. Yo, what's poppin'? How you doing, man? Thanks for the raid. I appreciate it a lot. I've never been raided before, and for some reason, I don't know why, the visual for raiding doesn't show up. The music plays, it still goes like dun dun, but like, the visual does not pop up. Not that it would probably be terribly interesting, it would probably just be Tails popping up again. Because he's cute, and having a little animated fox is on brand. Also, just letting everyone know for future, just because it's easier, you can just call me Fox. It's all good, my dudes. I mean, call me what you want, just don't call me late to dinner. Was that ever, did people ever consider that funny? I don't know. Anyway, well, here's the thing, if it's not funny, then obviously I have to find it funny. I'm gonna start using that unironically, and I'm gonna make everyone hate me. Because that's just what I do. The second I start saying a thing is when it stops being cool. It's I'm like that one dad that tries really desperately to fit in with his like teenage son, and just, are you winning, son? I'm that guy. Now that's one I get, because that's a pretty old meme, and it just came back recently. The "Are you winning, son?" It's a lot more wholesome now, and I like that. I like that it's more wholesome. Because, like, I think originally it was, like, it was kind of, like, some of them were kind of mean-spirited. Look at this doofus. I am so happy with how this face came out. Oh my god. Oh, that's perfect. I am so happy with this doofus's face. I think my roommates are making pizza upstairs. That's making me hungry. Fox's name is now Dingleberry Hand Pop. I don't know what that means. But yeah, anyway, Yo's poppin', I'm good. Again, started off the stream in not a great mood, but I'm feeling a lot better now. How's about you, my dude? In fact, everyone who, like, showed up new to the stream, how you doing? I'm just gonna post some chat rules super quick. Let me just... I'm doing good. Played some Celeste on stream, and it's fun. Oh, if I knew you were streaming, I would have, Well, how long were you streaming for? Anyway, Fenbot here, my little chat bot, is just displaying the rules of all these, and you should be good. Like 2 hours. Oh, okay, so I would have already been streaming by then. Otherwise, I would have maybe tried to check it out. I say that, but let's be real, I'm really bad about that sort of thing. I've always been really bad about that sort of thing, being like, lol. But yeah, cause like you can ask CJ. He's streamed a few times now, and I keep missing his streams. I keep meaning to check them out, but I always miss them, and I feel terrible because it's like, oh, but I want to support my friend. You see this whiny face here? This is me when I find out I missed a CJ stream. I'm like, but I want to support my friend. I have a feeling I'm gonna need this again. Aw, yeah. You're streaming tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central. When is that in EST? Oh, so that's like at 1 for me. Yeah, absolutely. If I'm not, like, I think I'm following you. 7, I think. Oop, I think 7 p.m. Oh, is it 7? I gotta be honest, I am terrible with this sort of thing. Central to EST. I'm gonna look it up again, because I have a feeling that thing wasn't exactly right. Come on, just, like, let me punch in the number. I hate this. Yeah, it would be, it's, EST is 1 hour ahead. So it'd be... Suddenly everything got super funky, yo. Mario versus the Jabbies. Oh, Petal Meadows. I think that was the song I was looking for earlier. I couldn't find, so I just kind of gave up and clicked on Mario and Luigi's house. Well, there's Petalburg. You know, I'm fine with Petalburg. I love this song. What time is it right now for you? It's 9:18. So it'd be about, yeah, it'd be about 8. Or like 7, rather. So yeah, absolutely. If I can remember, or / if Twitch lets me know, because I do follow you, and Twitch just doesn't let me know things, I'll be more than happy to check out your stream. Is it going to be more Celeste? Because I haven't played that game yet. Oh, this one I can actually, there's actually, I can reuse a piece of an asset. Hang on. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, before we continue, I just want to show the people who just showed up something really cute that I got to draw as an asset today. Coffee Shop AU Fox McCloud. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. I might post this to Twitter, actually, because I'm really happy with how it came out. Look at how cute he is. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you just forget how good your original husbandus are. Star Fox was my furry awakening, by the way, but I just didn't realize it. Star Fox and Sonic the Hedgehog, I think, were my furry awakenings. Though I never had a crush on anyone from Sonic. But I always had a crush on Fox McCloud. I just didn't realize it at the time, because I was really young. Of course, I didn't actually admit to myself I was a furry until, like... Hell, when I was at the age I played Star Fox, I didn't know what a furry was. But I didn't admit to myself I was a furry until, like, I think I was 15 or 16. It doesn't really matter which of these that I use. Do it. Get desk. Desk. Let's just copy desk. He cute. I keep hearing a spring sound in the music. I keep thinking of Pip's evasion. Yeah. What's it he says sometimes when he uses that? When he uses his jump? I don't remember. He cute. Yes, he is cute. I'm actually, again, I was really happy with how it came out. So anyway, here's desk. And yes, my computer, this is a very simplified design of it, but my computer looks something like this. This is where I do my work. And that's supposed to be off-brand Dr. Pepper. We'll call it, not that I drink off-brand Dr. Pepper, because no, I'm sorry. If you're gonna drink Dr. Pepper, drink goddamn Dr. Pepper. It's the one soda that no one seems to be able to get right except for them. Maybe also Mr. Pibb, but we don't have Mr. Pibb here, so I don't know. I think I've tried it, like, once at a con or something. Do we even have Mr. Pibb in Canada at all? Because if we don't, then no, I wouldn't have tried it, because I've never left the... Well, okay, I have left the country when I was, like, a baby. But other than that, I've never really left the country. Your computer looks... It does! It's like the colors are like an Xbox! Sly Cooper was the first furry character I remember really liking. Didn't fully realize I was furry until like 2 years ago. Hey, everyone has their furry awakening at their own pace, man. And yes, I say everyone. You're all furries. You just don't know it yet. Getting some cursed ASMR up in this biznatch. I can say biznatch, right? That's not, like, super inappropriate. Yeah, okay. It just means bitch. I'm perfectly fine with saying bitch. BRB. Dr. Pepper does sound good, but here's the thing, even though I call it like a regular Dr. Pepper, I try not to drink soda with sugar in it. And I can't find Diet Dr. Pepper anywhere anymore. I mean, it's not as good as original Dr. Pepper, but it does start to grow in yet. I can't find Diet Dr. Pepper anywhere for some reason, and I'm starting to think that they may have discontinued it or something, because, like, I look at Shoppers Drug Mart, I look at Walmart, I look at, Rexall, I can't find it anywhere. And that's basically all the stores here, so... So, part of me is kind of convinced that either they stopped making it here, at least for a while, or it's been discontinued, and I've just never bothered to look up as to why. And it's been a while, and because of that, I've had to put up with frickin' Coke Zero for the past few times, and I'm so sick of Coke Zero, man. I'm just sick of cola. Like, maybe, like, vanilla cola, because I was kind of craving that earlier, but I don't have that, do I? I just have a regular ass Coke Zero, and it's making me want to die. Anyway. I drink way too much soda for my own good. For someone who's trying to do his best to get fit and get better, I really need to stop drinking soda. I ate like crap today, too, so that doesn't help. Like I had McDonald's, and I had like I had like chicken nuggets and like a cheeseburger. I've been not eating well today. Coke Zero, I'm so sorry. Coke Zero is mostly fine. I like it. I'm sick of it because we've had it like 100 times. Both me and my boyfriend, we've bought it so many times because it's a good neutral soda, right? It's like we both like it, so why not pick it up, you know? Because before, I was buying, like, a bunch of, like, going back to Coke Zero, I was buying, like, a bunch of, like, cherry Coke Zero, and on top of that, I was also, like, I was also buying, like, a lot of Diet Dr. Pepper when I could still frickin' find it. And so my boyfriend was getting kind of sick of it, so now it's kind of a case where it's like, well, I don't want to get anything that I don't think he'll like. And then with him, he's also like, well, I don't want to get anything that Fox might not like. And so we've kind of reached this impasse where we just kind of keep getting Diet Dr. I mean, where we just keep getting Coke Zero. And I like Coke Zero just fine. I'm sick to death of it. Bees Chorger. Do you drink lots of water? I do, actually. I drink lots of water because I like water. I think water is tasty. People who say water don't have a taste just don't understand. I'm joking, of course. Taste is subjective. That's literally why it's called taste. But yes, I had, yes, T-Chef, I had Beast Chorger. I had delicious Beast Chorger. Water taste is determined by its temperature. It's also determined by its softness. Because, like, if you've, like, been to, like, the country and you've had, like, hard water, which I know sounds really stupid. I don't mean ice. Brady was about to say that. But if you've ever been, like, to the country where they don't really have, like, water softeners and whatnot as commonly, that shit is not very good. It's very, like, you can really taste the copper. Can I just say that this face I've drawn Fox in is, like, an absolute mood? Like, look at how... This is just me. This is me on Twitter. When I'm just on Twitter, I just look, like, so, like, As long as it's reverse osmosis filters, it's good enough for me. That's fair. Yeah, I've got really hard water where I live, and the tap water is disgusting. Yeah, definitely maybe get, like... People often ask, oh, why do people get, like, bottled water and whatnot? It's usually people who live in rural communities. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's not that people in urban communities don't get bottled water, but definitely I find most bottled water consumption, especially, like, those big ones that you can get and put in, like the water coolers or whatever, is a lot of the time in rural communities. Like, my nan, bless her, she had one of those because they didn't, like, have a water softener or anything. But anyway, enough about water, because, like, let's be real, I don't think I'll ever be able to match that one YouTuber who mostly talks about water. Or rather, I'm sorry, he drinks water, and every now and again he reviews water. What is that channel called? I don't know. I know it from a Salty DK Dan video. Hydrating with the homies, yo. Fox's Grump. Yes, he is. The truth is, guys, here's the truth. I was actually Aaron Hansen the whole time. I don't even really watch Game Grumps. Never been a huge fan. Nothing against Dan or Aaron or anything. Just never been a super big fan. But that's fine, you know. We all got different tastes. We all enjoy our own things. Like, again, maybe some people like hard water. They're what we like to call wrong. I kid, of course. In before the hard water people show up in the chat. So what else is funny? Deadly Premonition 2 came out! And it is psychotic! What is that game? Like, I thought the first one was crazy. The second one, like, the first one at least kinda lets you like get settled in before it drops the really nuts stuff. The second one just dives right in. It just goes full ape crap. It is ridiculous. T-Chap, I love your comment. I love your comment so much. Just Deadly Premonition 2, 3 out of 10. Game of the year! Sometimes it really do feel that way, honestly. Where it's like, man, that game was crap. I love it. And that's kind of how I feel about Deadly Premonition 2, honestly. Because I gotta be honest, I don't really jive that much with the first game. Unless someone is there to laugh at it with me. Deadly Premonition 2 is so nuts, just right from the get-go, that I kind of love it. It's kind of absolute nonsense, and it gives me life. Like, huh. Thought I heard some, like, paper drop or something. Those dang ghosts dropping their paper while I'm trying to get my work done. I saw that on Twitter. I can't take credit for that. That's fine. That's okay. My entire sense of humor is I saw that on Twitter. It's all good, man. It's okay. Just double checking something. Can I also just say that I didn't notice this until now, but this can of pop is huge in proportion to Fox for this particular asset, so I might have to resize him a bit. Yeah, because I'm looking at the other one, and I made him really small. So I'm going to just resize him here. Thankfully, the lines are vectors, which means that as I stretch them, they won't get distorted. So moral of the story, kids, is that if you're using Clip Studio Paint, use vectors for, or make your line art layer a vector layer. You can't fill things in with it like you can't fill in things on that layer, but that's okay. Just make a new layer and make it a regular raster layer, and just do it that way. Because, like, again, I would have had to, unless I wanted it to be blurry and ugly, I would have had to completely, like, resize it. It's still a little bit, here's the thing, it's still a little bit small. Like, if we look at the, like he's a pretty small boy here, but while that can is big, it's not that big. He's still pretty small. So I need to do a bit more resizing. But again, vector line work, my friends. There, that looks a little bit more appropriate. The can is still big, but Fox is a small boy, so it's okay if things are a little bit big to him. The little fennec needs his... Alright, I'll see you later, Poppin'. It was just cool to have you pop in, and thank you so much for the raid. That means so much, man. Thanks a bundle for the raid. And for helping to keep this stream going on even longer. See ya, man. The little fennec needs his caffeine. Yes, he does. He goes, aw, those are so cute. Hang on, I want to put on some emotes that I think are just absolutely adorable. Doot, 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 doot. Hang on, there's more. Don't leave yet. I have more love to give. Ah! Ah! I really want to have unique, like, stream emotes. So, I mean, hey, if all y'all new people are, like, the new people who showed up, if any of you, aren't already following, you know, it'd be a good time to do that now, you know, while you're all watching and things are all lively and we're all flailing around like doofuses. Take by the example of, hey, it's Tex. Oh my god, I love your pop. I love your emotes. I should probably sub. Support my friends. The problem is I'm broke. But like, look at how cute Yo Was Poppin's emotes are, though. I'd love to have something like that for my streams. So, you know, maybe consider following. You know, if you're having a good time, maybe. I would actually really appreciate it. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry. Bye-bye. Again, thanks for popping in, Ah! Thanks for the raid. It means a lot, my dude. We should chat more. I'm terrible at chatting with people. I'm sorry. Also, apology for the mic bump. Like, you can ask T-Chep. The majority of our conversations are just, like, he'll say something super cool or show me something cool that was super cool. I'll be like, oh, dude, that's awesome, and make, like, a little reaction face, and that's it. Because I'm very, very bad at talking to people, and I apologize. It's no one's fault. I'm just socially inept. You know what was another, like we were talking earlier, we need like a bruh sound. Actually, you know what? Except I was doing the exact same thing half the time. Huh? I'm sorry, you were doing the exact same thing as what, T-Chap? Oh, you're talking about when we chat! Oh, well, yeah, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I always feel pretty bad because like people like message me and be like, hey, how you doing? And they'll try to catch up with me, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing good, and then I'll just have nothing to contribute other than sharing like maybe pictures of cute animals. Because I don't socialize all that. I do not do the social well. I try, I really do, but you know, sometimes I actually worry that I'm being like annoying. It's kind of the problem. Like if there's like a YouTuber or someone that I like, and I like try and maybe like get a hold of them and let them know it's like, hey, I appreciate your content's really cool. I worry that like I'm being annoying. I recognize that that is probably unfounded and silly, but like anxiety is a butt. I might actually do a full episode about that if I'm being honest. How anxiety is a butt, because it is. Because like I just kind of dropped that bombshell in the Pride video. Or was it in the Pride video, or like did I mention the Pride video first, or was it the My Life as a Teenage Edgelord? Because I know I brought it up in the Edgelord video, but like I don't remember. Did I bring it up in Pride first? I'm almost tempted to say that I brought it up in Pride first. I like how literally it's like night and day. Like, look at how happy the boy is here, and then you just look at him. Logging on to Twitter, looking at Twitter. Logging on to Twitter, looking at Twitter. Logging on to Twitter, looking at Twitter. And yes, your shirt will change when you do that. Just miraculously, you know, it'll just happen. You don't know why, it'll just happen. And no, you're not being annoying. It's nice to have someone to talk to, even if it's just dumb animal pics back and forth. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. It is nice to hear that. Because here's the thing. I know that I'm probably not being annoying. But anxiety is a butt. Like I said, I might do a whole video about it, because it is a case where it's like, it is very annoying. Because it's always telling, hey, you're being annoying. Hey, you're being annoying. Hey, you're being annoying. Like, even like, when, like, even if I'm like doing something like on like the Adler the Eagle streams, for instance, I tend to pitch a bit of money during the streams, and I always like I worry that I'm being annoying. Keep in mind, I am donating to this man's livelihood, and I am worried that I'm being annoying. I'm like, oh man, I'm being annoying. I'm like, oh man, he keeps having to read my stupid messages because I donated money. Again, I am donating money to it's small amounts. It's not like a lot. Like it's usually about $5 or $10 at a time. But I am donating to this man's livelihood, and I'm worried that he's like, oh man, I'm being so annoying. And he always tells me when I was like, no, if I ever do bring them, he's like, no, you're not being annoying, dude. I really appreciate it. And I'm like that with everyone. I'm always worried that I'm being annoying. I think it's just because, I don't know, I guess I was kind of sometimes told I was annoying when I was a kid, so... And again, anxiety makes you think things. I mean, to be fair, I'm sure I was annoying as a kid. Kids are annoying. That just kind of, like, little kids are annoying. That just kind of comes with the territory. Nothing wrong with being a little kid. You know? Just do your thing. Just do your little kid thing. Just, preferably do it somewhere else. Because this is, while I generally keep my content PG-13, sometimes bad words and content slip through the cracks. That's just how it happens, man. And if you're like 6, you shouldn't even be on YouTube anyway. Or Twitch, frankly. I gave you money. Now listen to me! That's kind of how I'm worried it's coming off. Is the thing. When I, like, donate money to, like, a YouTuber or something. Like, I super chat them. I'm super worried that it comes off like I'm like, nah, now you have to stop what you're doing and look at my thing. Haha, I'm being annoying. That's what it feels like. Even though, again, they will flat out tell me if I bring up, like, apologies if I'm, like, being annoying, but such and such and such and such. And I'm like, no, dude, you're not being annoying at all. I really appreciate it. But I'm like, what if I'm being annoying, though? Hell, right now I'm worried I'm being annoying by constantly talking about how annoying I'm being. So, like, it's just a never-ending cycle of constantly thinking that people find you annoying. Like, even my voice, I'm just worried that my voice is annoying. But to be fair, I find my voice annoying, so, like, you know. I think we all kind of do. I think there's very few people who are able to listen to their own voice and be like, yeah, I like that. And if you do, that's super cool. Like, I am super envious of that confidence. I do not have that confidence. Good boy, Fenbot. I think you have a very pleasant voice, so when you get super emotional, I can't help but chuckle a bit. I'm glad, because if there's one thing I feel like I'm really good at doing, it's sounding like a screaming banshee when I'm upset. So that's always fun. Look how loud I have to yell! Rip headphone users. Oh, seems we missed a part. Yep. Also, there's some cleaning up that we need to do around the side here. That's okay. Yep, okay. There we go. That's the thing about a lot of these assets, is that they're actually, if you actually, like, look at them, they all tend to be pretty sloppy. Which is okay, because they show up as pretty small little bits on a video. I'm okay, and I'm okay with them being a little bit more rough compared to the main poses, honestly. I think everyone's voices changes a bit when they are emotional. Mine turns very southern. Really? That's interesting. It's funny that you mentioned that, because here's the thing. I'm Canadian, but I was raised by my mom, who's British. And while she spent a good chunk of her life, like, since she was a teenager in Canada, sometimes that dialect sort of slid through. And that happens to me too, at least it did. It doesn't really anymore. But sometimes that dialect would slip through. And I think that that's really interesting. Sometimes you can't help it. You know? Specifically, I believe Bristolian, like Upper Bristolian or something, was the specific infliction. To be more, to be more specific, and even then, I'm pretty sure I'm, not being specific enough, because there's so many different dialects of, because that's sort of the misconception. People are like, oh, well, there's a British accent. No, there's so many. There's so many dialects. Like, you go to Britain and you say, oh, well, like, say something about like, a British accent, they're gonna look at you like you got 5 heads. I'm from Chicago, but I lived in Indiana during my teenage years to present, so I kind of picked up the accent from the look. That's fair. That's, yeah, I mean, you pick up an accent, that's fair. I'm just gonna call this particular asset mood. So, fill out the last 10 minutes, because I figure might as well go till 10, right? I'm going to, just doodle some Fenbot ideas. Sound good? Because I do want to, let me just, I'm just gonna pick up some references. And I'm just gonna sketch up some real quick ideas for Fenbot. For Fenbot 3000, because I would like to have art of him and assets of him ready to go. So, and you also get to see cute little fluffy boys. I like this one. Hang on. I like this picture, because it just says Brut. Brut. Here, I'm gonna just make some quick alterations to that. It's gonna be super sloppy, but I don't care. Bruh! Oh, make him Tron inspired. Well, that could be one. These are just gonna be super rough sketches, so I'm not even sure how I'm going about like color schemes or anything. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let me just look up just Tron. The first thing I get is Tron guy. Nope. It's just Tron. Cool. But it's mostly from the what is it, Tron Legacy? Whatever. Oh, they're making Tron 3 and it has frickin' it has Jared Leto in it? Ugh. Do people like Tron? Cause I like Tron. Bruh. Yeah, I think Legacy has a really kind of cool look to it. Absolutely. But it's a similar kind of aesthetic. It's just more, I guess, clean. So let's So these are going to be like super rough. And honestly, we've only got about 8 minutes before I'm closing up shop, so I don't know how many of these we're going to get done, but that's alright. I'm a very slow artist, in case it wasn't clear. Oh man, I'm already messing up the proportions. That's fine. It doesn't need to look all that good. It just needs to... plus Legacy has Daft Punk doing the soundtrack, so you can't go wrong with that. I'm having the weirdest sense of deja vu. I think we've had this conversation before, but I've never been super into Daft Punk, if I'm honest. But hey, you know what? It works for people, so I'm not gonna sit here and poop on people's parade. You know, like what you like. I honestly don't remember much about Legacy. I remember it looking really cool, and I remember them including in Kingdom Hearts like 3D for some reason. Was it? Yeah, it was 3D. I was thinking whether or not it was 3D or if it was a. Excuse me, Birth by Sleep. It was 3D. Something I'd love to do in the future is this is just a super like random thought, but I've always been really interested in puppeteering. Once we figured out Fembot's design, I would love to make like a puppet of him and bring it around to cons and whatnot. That would be so much fun. And I'm gonna draw him as a little potato. I'm gonna give him his big chicken legs. I like how I haven't even figured out a design for him already, but I'm already like, oh, he's the cutest little robot who ever did a robot. Like. Mouth or no mouth? I don't know yet. Because on one hand, here's the thing. You could argue he needs the mouth to eat, but on the other hand, he's a robot. We don't know how they eat. I mean, most robots don't need to eat at all. And on top of that, Waddle Dees. Waddle Dees eat, and they don't have mouths. And if you don't believe me, look up Waddle Dee eating food on YouTube. There's an actual clip from the anime, and it is super blurst. It's blessed, the blessed element because it's a Waddle Dee and he's happy and he's eating a graham cracker and that's adorable. It's cursed because of how it gets it's difficult to explain. It's very unusual. One more super quick one. Alright, so here's some like super rough ideas for Fenbot. I'm gonna probably come up with more, but these are just some super rough ideas for the little dude. Look at how cute he is. I actually kind of like this one, I'm thinking, where he's kind of almost looks like, remember those Poochie things, those Poochie toys? He's kind of got that going on. Well, I don't know, we'll see. So we'll see when I finally finish creating his outer chassis. I love the bottom left one. I do too, it's super cute. And yay, you give him food. Oh yeah, I just watched that Waddle Dee clip, and I'm not a fan of that. Poochie, yeah. Give snack. Yay! Everyone's giving Fembot snacks. As you can see, he's very happy about it, and he's also he has no way of expressing it right now because I haven't programmed it in. But he's super happy that we're working on a design for his outer chassis. So let's here, I'll put this just under stream content folder. Fembot. There's another feature I want to program into Fembot, but I haven't been able to figure it out. And he has like a pool of responses, and you can say like, "Hey, Fembot," and then he can give you a response. And I did it right as the video said to do it, but it doesn't work for some reason. So I need to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop the music now. It's because we have reached 10. Technically, we're 10:01. We're a little bit past. I'm gonna give Fembot some snacks. We are a little bit past the point I wanted to stop. In fact, I'm super jazzed about today because I'll admit when I came into the stream I wasn't feeling super great. I was kind of annoyed because I had to start late and the day was generally slow and I wasn't in a great mood. But you guys showing up and in the raid and just everyone chatting and having a great time and everyone being so nice to Fembot and just all like the silly little conversations that we had. This was a blast. I had so much fun today. You guys make me feel so much better. I am so happy. Thank you so very, very, very much. You're all incredible. Every single last one of you, whether you're lurking or you're actually talking. I suppose the only thing I can really do now is I can, just, I don't know, promote my work, I guess. Because that's what we do. So if you're not seeing it yet, we got Twitter, YouTube, Tip. No, that's Tio. I meant to write Tip. I don't know any. Well, actually, I did know someone named Tio. I used to work with them. And I think I have it and coffee. So if you feel so inclined, you can check out some of the other things I'm on and whatnot. And if not, that's perfectly fine. I'm just really super jazzed that you guys were here. Thanks a bundle, and